I've been a fan of Big Brother for over 10 years now, so I think it's pretty safe to say that I'm an expert when it comes to pretty much everything about this show. Over my long history of being a viewer, I've witnessed a bunch of bad behavior and comments made by these house guests, but not only that, I've also witnessed the producers trying to cover a lot of it up. I've talked a lot about these instances throughout numerous videos on my channel, a lot of which my viewers don't remember, so I always wanted to make a video talking about all of the shadiness that these producers have tried to cover up. The only issue is I also always wanted to be on the show and was actually going to audition to be on BB27, but I knew if I made this video, I would for sure be blacklisted from ever going on if I wasn't already, so I had to pick, make this video or audition for the show, and I think by the fact that you all are watching this, you can tell that I've made my choice. Before we get into all of the mess, make sure you drop a like on this video, make sure you comment any and all of your thoughts. I'm actually posting this video on my birthday, so if you do all and or any of that, it'll make my day and birthday much better, and if you don't, it'll ruin my birthday, so make sure you do all of that. Also, quick side note, these are only a few of the instances from this show, but there's been 24 seasons, there's been a lot of history of bad behavior, and the producers trying to cover said behavior up. So let me just say I know this isn't every instance of it throughout the show, but if this video does well, or if I get bored or more time, I'll make a part 2 at some point. Big Brother has a live 24/7 internet feed where you can watch these house guests converse and do whatever the hell they do, unedited and unfiltered. Now, what happens a lot of times is house guests on these live feeds will say or do problematic things, and then producers will edit the show and cut out all of the bad behavior. This, in my opinion, is wrong for a multitude of reasons, but the biggest one is the actual edited show gets viewed by millions of people, whereas the live feeds are only viewed by thousands. So a lot of this stuff has gone unnoticed or forgotten or not talked about. So by the dishonest editing by producers, we don't always get an accurate portrayal of these house guests and their personalities. And that's exactly what happened with Brian Ollie in season 10 of the show. After being betrayed and blindsided by Dan, another house guest he was playing the game with, Ollie went outside and was pretty furious at the situation in general, which did make the show. In this fight outside, the producers edited Ollie as calling Memphis, another house guest playing the game, as a red-headed Cabbage Patch Kid. That is not even close to what Ollie actually said on the live feeds, and you know what, let me just play a side-by-side of how they edited on the show versus how it actually happened on the live feeds.
Just keep walking away to me.
Redhead of Cabbage Patch Kid.
What'd you call me?
I'll bake a cookie for all y'all.
Thank you.
What'd you call me? Shut your fucking mouth,
Suck
man.
my dick, little faggot. Suck my dick, man. You don't know me, man.
As you can see by the side-by-side, very different than what actually happened on the actual live feeds, and it's just crazy because this is one of many instances of the producers doing it, and I really don't understand why they choose to protect people's reputation like it when they build a show as being the least filtered type of reality TV show when that's far from the truth. Some people say they do it for the sake of time, as the episodes are only 40 minutes long and they can't make everything into a big segment, which I understand, but at the same time, you can edit the comment in appropriately and accurately. You don't have to harp on it for minutes at a time, but let us see what these house guests actually say instead of protecting them and their problematic behavior. Two more instances of Big Brother producers hiding homophobia happened in Big Brother 11 and Big Brother 13 surrounding house guest Jeff Schroeder. Throughout both of his 2 seasons, Jeff was edited in the best way possible. He's often referred to as the golden boy of Big Brother, as many fans love him due to his great edit by the producers. However, similar to Ollie, Big Brother failed to edit in his homophobic comments made on both of his 2 seasons. In Big Brother 11, Jeff got into a fight with housemate Russell about some veto competition, but they failed to edit in a comment made by Jeff that Russell actually called out.
Technotronics.
Yeah.
At least I got brains, though.
Yeah.
At least mom made me some brains.
You spelled shotgun, you dork.
Technotronics.
Shotgun, get real.
Technotronics.
Good one. Way to show your true colors, fag.
Technotronics.
You're
Hey,
a
why do you hate
fucking
on gay
dork.
people? One, why do you hate on gay people? If you want to call me a bitch, call me a bitch. But I mean, that's just kind of stupid.
That is pretty much calling you a bitch, man.
Jeff then returned as a veteran on Big Brother 13 and got into a fight with Kalia about Harry Potter. You might be wondering, what does Harry Potter have to do with homophobia? Well, Kalia stated in a conversation in a group of people, the writer of Harry Potter, I don't know her name, I don't read those books, I don't watch those movies, but she actually confirmed that Dumbledore, the headmaster, was supposed to be gay. Now, Jeff had a problem with this and voiced it, and him and Kalia got into it on the live feeds.
She announced that he was gay like last year.
He's really gay?
That the character was written to be gay.
Was written to be gay?
Yeah.
Who's Dumbledore? The big guy?
Yeah.
The wizard.
The old wizard.
Why was he written to be gay?
That'd
It was
be
just she wanted to have a
perverted.
gay character for kids to understand homosexuality, and that's what she did. Maybe that's for people like you who think that stereotypes around gay people.
But I need stereotypes around gay people. He's in a school of little kids. You don't want to make that guy gay.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Gay men can't work with little kids?
I don't think it's the right thing to have a little kid's book and have the headmaster that you're locked away in a magical land be gay. I could see your PC view of why
No,
not.
I'm not.
But I don't think
Why
it's the
is it
right thing to do.
PC?
You're gonna let a storybook of where they go to fantasy camp and it's all little kids living
All
without
the
their
people
parents
that were there.
and the guy is gay.
But everybody else, but just because he's gay doesn't mean there's anything wrong with him.
Get the fuck out of here! Don't start with that fucking shit.
I know, but what if you...
Don't tell me the right answer for fucking TV.
My little sister's gay, so I
I
have
don't
to
give
deal
a
with
fuck
gay
if your
people.
little
I know
sister's
that,
gay.
so for
Think
me...
about what it is.
A lot of fans found issues with both of Jeff's comments, rightfully so, as they said he was being ignorant and homophobic, and I can see exactly where they're coming from. A lot of the frustration too comes from the fact that instead of getting these comments or segments on the show showing Jeff not always being the golden boy, we instead get him portrayed as this lovable, lighthearted underdog. Jeff's comment wasn't the only one edited out of Big Brother 11 either. Another housemate, Braden Baca, who was actually friends with Jeff to the surprise of nobody, went on a huge racist rant against house guests Kevin and Lydia. The fight actually did make the show, however, the producers completely edited out the racist factor of the entire fight.
Braden, you're so full of...
I've been so real. Go home.
Do not even disrespect that way.
Care.
Kiss my Latin ass. Done with you.
Hey, go back to Burbank.
You don't even...
You know what? Just stick a banana up your ass.
Braden, you do like...
What the fuck are you? You're a fucking Mexican
Playboy.
from San Diego.
I'm not even Mexican. You don't even know what fucking
I don't fucking
ethnicity
care.
I am.
You're fucking beaner.
Beaner?
Do
I'm
not
a bean-
even
Shut
disrespect
up,
a certain
too.
culture that
I
way.
don't fucking care.
You know what? Shut
I'm
your
fucking
mouth.
white and American.
Done with you.
I'm a beaner?
Fuck you.
Yeah, you're all beaner.
Kiss my
I'm a
Latin
beaner?
fucking ass.
Oh.
The story progresses from there as during the first eviction of the night, which are live, Shima Simone, one of my favorite house guests of all time, actually called Braden and his racism out on national television, knowing that the producers couldn't edit out what she was saying, even though they tried and censored the actual words she used. However, she still got her point across, and the people that saw the live feeds knew exactly what she was saying.
It amazes me how short some of the memory spans in here are. My opponent here called both of my very good friends. Yes, he did. A vote for Braden is a vote for a bigot. Anyone who aligns himself with a racist and a misogynist, you deserve to go home.
Well, Shima, I think that's the most memorable last plea speech we've ever heard. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Big Brother 15 is the most infamous season of the entire show's run history. It's synonymous with racism, homophobia, bigotry in general. The producers edited housemate Erin as being the perpetrator of a lot of this hatred, which is good that they held her accountable and actually edited in a lot of her comments. However, they only showed a fraction of the actual behavior in this season. It wasn't just Erin making these comments, it was people like Amanda, Spencer, Jeremy, who also took part in the racism. There's an 11-minute video on YouTube called BB15 Supercut, which showcases all of the comments made by each of these house guests that the producers failed to put in their edited product. Now, while I can't edit in the entire video, I will show you a lot of the comments made, and I just want to note that you might hear a laugh track in it. I'm not sure exactly what that's about. I think the original publisher of the video just put that in so that they couldn't get copyright claimed or the video taken down by producers, but I digress.
Try right.
Alrighty. What you gonna do, girl? What you gonna do?
These people are all interchangeable. Candace, Monet, freaking Libra. They all have the same personality. Annoying as shit, and people can't wait to get rid of them. That was the weirdest and gayest face I've ever seen.
Freaking Black Candace was in there too with all of her freaking and all of her senses. And all of her sense and stuff.
So I get like a insurance.
Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
like
Got it.
I never met such a more of a fake bitch than Candace, dude. Her voice, she so tries to act white, but then like she thinks she gets into the freaking zone, she acts freaking mad ghetto. First of all, turn down the blackness.
But, you know, I can't trust anyone, nigga.
Oh my god, I just said the N-word.
So what? But if it's a number game, she's got it in the bag. Because she's Asian.
But you from like China and shit? You from fucking Japan? Where my bros are at? I got some bros
You know fucking running, you good at math.
That. I am from Korea and that is strong.
Kike. Well, McCray got Jude. We got Jude on like space, and I guarantee Alyssa's faggot ass follows.
Oh, don't say that word.
Fucking
She's always like, I'm gonna be your black girlfriend or your mixed girlfriend. So I'm like, you ain't gonna be fucking shit to me. I got a fucking solid white one at the house that was just fine.
Oh, that's funny.
Faggoty Ann walked into the room.
Taking like 14 Puerto Rican showers. I'm racist. It is not racist.
Yeah, it is. It's a lesser shower, and then you attribute it to a fucking mass race.
No, it's that Puerto Ricans are smelly, and then they put whatever. If fucking the Puerto Rico Alliance wants to fucking go after me for saying Puerto Rican shower, then fucking shower more. No, kidding.
Oh my god. Jesus.
I've had sex with Puerto Rican guys before.
Did you know people were like, I like that orphan girl. She's fucking hollering.
That orphan girl, fucking Annie on season 15.
She keeps it real.
She keeps it real.
Fucking Black Annie, Big Brother 15, Blanny.
Where's Kim Jong, Helen Kim?
The entire Big Brother 15 situation is actually despicable. Like I said, it's good that they showed some of the stuff Aaron said, but not only did they under-edit what she said and did, they also didn't show anything the other house guests said and let them get off scot-free, which is disgusting for what actually happened this season. I get that they can't necessarily show that half of their cast was racist because then that makes themselves look horrible, but you know what? If the shoe fits, not my problem. It's also so frustrating because again, the producers build this show as being one of the most real reality shows we see, that we get to see everything that happens in this house 24/7, yet their actual portrayal of the events that happen in the house are far from reality. You might be wondering also, why did the producers not intervene? Why did they let this behavior go on and take place for as long as it did with no repercussions for the house guests? And to that, I say that is the $1 million question within our community. Audrey Middleton played Big Brother on season 17. She was actually the first transgender person to play on the show, which was received very well. However, years later, during Big Brother 21, Audrey called out how opportunistic her casting on the show was by the producers and also called out their horrible behavior. In a series of tweets, she explains that there was a lot of positivity surrounding Caitlyn Jenner coming out as trans at the time, so the producers told Audrey that she actually should come out, otherwise it would be a bad look for them. She states, to be completely blunt, in my experience and opinion, like most systems, Big Brother US is a completely corrupt operation whose agenda is solely to make money. They protect the worst individuals on the show and undermine the edits of the minorities because they need people to keep watching. Now, a lot of people might say that's just speculation to say she was only cast because of the Caitlyn Jenner positivity that was going on at the time. But like I said, being a fan, I know that Audrey was the only trans person to be cast, which was back in Big Brother 17. We're now going to be on Big Brother 27 this summer, which is going to be 10 years since they've cast a trans person on the show. Trans rights was a huge hot topic in the media back in 2015 when they cast Audrey, so I concur that it felt very opportunistic for the producers to cast her and then pretty much force her to come out on live TV. I would honestly say trans rights are the hottest they've been now since back then, so I would not be surprised if they had the second trans person ever on the show during Big Brother 27, so once again they could be selfish and take advantage of the situation for themselves, but that's more or less just a Big Brother boy conspiracy / prediction, whatever you want to call it. Da'Vonne and Frank played the game together as veteran players in Big Brother 18. The two did not get along. One of the main reasons was that Da'Vonne saw a problem with how Frank treated the women in the house. She found a lot of his behavior to be misogynistic and condescending towards women. This all culminated in a series of events where Frank walked past Da'Vonne and hit her on her ass. This led Da'Vonne to become extremely upset, rightfully so, but the story doesn't end there.
On my ass, Frank.
Oh, man. I'm sorry, Day.
No, it's cool, Frank. Stop. Can I just sit in here, please?
I just popped her on her butt.
I don't want my daughter to see that and think it's okay for guys to hit girls on the butt. I'm raising a daughter. I don't care how much I make you feel like we're good friends. I ain't never told you you got permission to slap me on my ass.
Now, at the time, fans were outraged for obvious reasons, and the live feeds actually were cut for a long period of time, which led a lot of people to think that the producers were gonna expel Frank for sexual harassment. There were a lot of petitions and a lot of people tweeting at the producers to remove Frank from the show, and I can't help but to agree, as this is completely inappropriate to touch somebody pervertedly and sexually in that manner. But the producers failed to do anything and allowed Frank to stay in the house. Frank ended up apologizing to Da'Vonne, but in my opinion, an apology doesn't dissolve somebody of sexual harassment, especially when Da'Vonne was upset as she was, and I seriously can't believe that the producers allowed Frank to stay in the house after this happened. Actually, that's a lie. I can 100% believe that the producers did this because of all of their past history and how they've shown that they don't actually care about the bad behavior that is exhibited by a lot of their house guests. On Big Brother 19, we saw Cody Nixon having a conversation outside in the hot tub with house guests Jessica, Matt, and Jason about Audrey, the person we just talked about literally a couple of minutes ago. Cody made a lot of transphobic comments about Audrey in this conversation.
She was the first transgendered castmate.
It was a dude dressed up as a
Okay, it was a dude.
That's what it was.
Okay.
How do you explain that without saying those words?
But she was the first transgendered house guest, and she...
Okay, but it was a he.
Oh my God.
Was it a he first or was it a she first?
I think the problem is you're saying the thing, it. I think that's the issue.
A lot of fans called for producers to intervene, but once again, to no avail. In fact, the exact opposite. Cody, similar to Jeff, who we already talked about, received a Golden Boy edit and an Underdog edit on the actual TV episodes. He even went on to win America's Favorite Player, just like Jeff did. It's just crazy how people like this can make actually horrible comments about people on the live feeds, but instead of them getting edited into the episodes, we get them portrayed as the second coming of Jesus Christ. If you're wondering who the other person was that partook in these comments, that's Jason, another person who received a fantastic edit by producers, even though he had this to say about his fellow castmate and friend Kevin on the live feeds.
If he puts me in Alex up for me, some bullshit like that, I'll fucking make him lose his brain.
Can't beat so bitch.
When I get out of here.
I'm gonna tie all your daughters up and make them fucking watch, you piece of... Oh my God.
Once again, all of the comments made were really gross, but once again, I'm not surprised that the producers failed to show us any of this. JC Mondui played on Big Brother 20 and had a lot of accusations against him for his bad behavior on the live feeds, none of which we saw on the episodes, but at this point in the video, I don't think that even needs to be stated. One thing that did make the edited episodes though was his argument and debate with fellow house guest Bailey, a black woman on his cast who told him he shouldn't be using the N-word freely in conversation, to which JC got mad at and pressed her about, and instead of just apologizing right away and moving on, went on to argue with her about it. Unfortunately, it doesn't end there with JC, as one night on the live feeds, we saw him in bed with fellow house guest Tyler. In the clips, we see JC caressing Tyler in various ways, and then going on to kiss his armpit. A lot of the live feed viewers were very disturbed by this and called it out as sexual harassment, but if anybody saw Big Brother 18 with Davon and Frank, we know how this story was gonna end. The producers actually did comment on this incident and said that they spoke to Tyler and Haley about JC's behavior, who both voiced that they did not feel unsafe or threatened at all by JC, so they didn't do anything. That's kind of crazy to me because I don't know why they have to have somebody like Tyler or Haley tell them to remove a house guest from their own show, but once again, it's the Big Brother producers, so I don't expect anything less. If you're wondering who Haley is, she's a house guest that played with Tyler and JC on Big Brother 20. I feel like that's fairly obvious and didn't need to be stated, but she was using the bathroom one day and JC opened the door so that the live feeders could potentially see Haley using the bathroom, which Haley freaked out on and actually called for producers to get JC to stop. But did they? No. The other thing with this is that after the JC incident with Tyler voiced to another house guest, Casey, about how he doesn't want to sleep with JC anymore because of the incident. So for Tyler to then tell the producers that he was fine with it is a little bit strange, but JC was also one of Tyler's closest allies. So if JC left in the game, it would put Tyler at a huge disadvantage in terms of the actual game. So it's a little bit of politics that went on with that. And without that factor, maybe we could have seen JC actually face some repercussions for this. Jackson Mickey is one of the most infamous players to play the game on Big Brother 21 because of a lot of bad behavior such as racism, bullying, misogyny, abuse. He's just an all-around shitty person. He actually got called out for a lot of this behavior in the finale about 5 minutes before he won the show, which I personally loved because it kind of ruined the win for him, and I personally did not like Jackson whatsoever, and I'm glad that they held him somewhat accountable. But his story actually takes a strange turn in a way that I think a lot of people aren't going to expect. I covered Big Brother 21 on my old YouTube channel, and at that time, a lot of people came forward with stories about Jackson claiming to have known him from college. They said he was a very aggressive, problematic drug dealer at their school, with numerous accusations of even worse behavior than we saw on the show. Now, at the time, we couldn't confirm any of this because, like I said, it was just random people online with no solid proof of any of this. However, watching Jackson on the live feeds and his behavior, a lot of these stories started to make sense. Jackson was very emotional and impulsive, and we actually saw him gain a lot of weight on the show in an abnormal way. He did a lot of binge eating, which was called out by his fellow house guests as well as the online fans. This isn't to body shame him whatsoever, but a lot of people were saying that his behavior was a result of withdrawal. Again, this was still all just speculation until Jackson actually posted a TikTok video a few years after Big Brother 21 where he explained all of this.
I moved in on June 17th, 2019, and I had a blood clot less than a month before. Before going into Big Brother, I was addicted to Xanax, struggled with Adderall and cocaine, and I took my last Xanax less than 2 days prior to moving into this show. At the age of 23, I literally went through Xanax rehab, post-surgery recovery, on national television for 100 days and beat 15 people to be the winner of Big Brother 21.
This story is absolutely mind-blowing to me, and it was a level that I personally did not expect producers to sink to. Before you go on Big Brother, you have a lot of health evaluations, a lot of psychological evaluations, so there is no way that they did not know everything that Jackson was going through at the time. And this isn't even necessarily to defend Jackson, I just think it was extremely unsafe for the producers to put him into that house, not just for himself, but for the well-being of his fellow house guests. I also don't know why they insisted on pushing Jackson through, as when they do casting for Big Brother, they do have a million might be an exaggeration, but they do have alternate house guests that are able to be swapped out with the actual cast, so you would think that they would see Jackson's health is not in very good standing and that they should put an alternate in, so the fact that they went on to cast him anyway under these circumstances is fucking insane. During Big Brother 25, a house guest named Luke was expelled by producers for using the N-word on the live feeds, and a lot of the fans were happy with this, as it seemed like the producers were moving in the right direction and handling these situations appropriately. The slight praise from the fans didn't last long, however, as later in the season we saw Jared and Corey having a conversation where Jared admitted to calling fellow house guest America the R-word.
I completely agree with you. I don't think she's the R word. I slipped up. Obviously, I was angry about it. I got it. I'm willing to admit that.
A lot of fans called for Jared to be expelled just how Luke was, because in 2020, CBS released a statement saying that they have zero tolerance for hate speech on Big Brother. There was actually a lot of discourse about the Jared and America instance, as a lot of people said that he should have been removed just like Luke was. However, a lot of people said that this was not even remotely similar to the same situation and said that Jared should not be expelled from the show. There was another house guest on their season named Jag who did a lot of work and volunteering with the Special Olympics, and his family actually released a statement calling out the producers on Instagram for not taking action against Jared. Whether you think Jared should have been expelled or not, I think it's safe to say that it's kind of hypocritical for the producers to release a statement saying that they have zero tolerance for hate speech, but then cherry pick what exactly they classify as hate speech. Once again, it's just another instance of the producers showing that they don't actually give a shit about what goes on their show and just do and say things to try to save face. Before I go, I just want to make a very important statement that I have a feeling that CBS is going to try to have this video taken down, as they've not been a fan of my channel for years, so you might want to save this video before that happens, or at least in the event that it happens. I'm gonna go though. Like I said, there's a million other things that we could talk about that I'll save for a part 2 at some point. I'm gonna go enjoy my birthday. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like, let me know all of your thoughts, and make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future uploads. Have a good Big Brother Boy birthday day.
Hello, Sydney. Surprise?